Not as famous as Fontana, but we are going to cross another dam.
Mom, it's just rocks.
Yeah. Hi, Natalie. We're stopping in 1.5 miles at a parking lot.
One more thing.
This is pretty cool out here.
Is that where we're going?
Appalachian Trail, yes. Wilbur Dam Road, that's where we're headed.
Yeah, Wilbur.
So yeah, very cool. And this lake, we've been circling this lake for the last 3 miles. And there it is, it's very pretty. People have been out boating and fishing. And those mountains there, beautiful. So we're enjoying this day where it may rain later. It's almost certain to rain later. But right now,
Did water used to be
it's not raining.
I bet water used to be there.
Probably, or this is more of a levee, I guess.
Be a nice day to do that kayak.
Yes. There's an aqua blaze option
What is it?
for people from Boots Off Hostel, where you can take a kayak through the lake and beyond, and it cuts off maybe 11 or 12 miles of the trail, I think. But you are obviously doing mileage in a kayak.
That'd be fun to take a kayak out though. If we ever do this again, we should try that.
Yes. We were not in the right, just didn't have the right situation for that, Nora, but it did sound cool. There's Cassie, and Will's coming down, and Melissa and the 3 boys back somewhere in those woods around that lake. Jackson! Are you excited?
No.
Some trail magic. We are hiking. We've got about 3.7 miles left for the day. We are hoping to, it's just barely sprinkling right now. We're hoping to thread the needle on some light storms that are happening, or light rain that's happening right now, and some heavier rain that we think will come after we set up camp. We got a wonderful lunch. Trail Magic lunch from the HFBC Hiker Ministry. And so, especially if it's raining, we may skip cooking tonight and just eat what would have been our lunch, but time will tell. So just a little over 3.5 miles left for the day. Really cool view from here of the continuation of Watauga Lake. I don't know if that's actually the lake or if that becomes Watauga, becomes the river, but that's part of the aqua blaze. But man, look at those misty mountains behind it. So cool. All that mistiness, that's rain. But that is east of us, so it doesn't matter, I guess.
Mom.
Yeah.
The people that are doing the kayaking and skipping a bunch, they're gonna kayak in the rain.
Yeah, it hasn't been too rainy though. They couldn't do it if it were like thundering and lightning. But yeah, they skipped 21 miles of the trail, like
I
a
wish we
foot
could have
trail,
done that.
and convert it to
9 miles.
9 miles of kayaking.
I wish we could have done that.
Yeah, that does sound cool.
We would have had to get like 3 kayaks though.
At least.
More probably.
probably 5. This last section has been kind of the stuff of nightmares because some of the stretches along here are just absolutely chock full, both sides of the trail, with poison ivy. And I'm like, don't touch anything. I've had some pretty terrible poison ivy experiences.
On your face?
On my face.
And then you got your
Multiple
picture
occasions
for
on
your
my face,
license.
including right before I was getting my passport photo taken.
Right.
Also when I was a kid on my face. I don't know why I haven't learned my lesson apparently, but I am trying, and
Rub it
everyone
on your face.
is trying to avoid it. I know that Will has had some, that's not poison ivy, some pretty bad experiences with it too. So we definitely, the kids have been learning from a young age that that is one of the great dangers of the forest. Right, Will? Poison ivy? Oh, yeah. One of the great dangers of the forest we've been encountering a lot today. Poison ivy.
True.
So it's, it makes for a not very relaxing hike, and definitely lots of instructions to the boys, which they took very seriously because they have been told many times about poison ivy. They didn't hit the leaves with sticks nearly as much as they would on a normal day. Matthew found a frog this morning.
It's not jumping. I think it's trying to pretend that it's dead.
Yeah, maybe. It does look alive though.
Okay.
And also
At all.
this morning, oh dear.
Sorry.
David.
By the way,
Take that.
Melissa, there's a
I was gonna go fill up the last bag.
with the road.
Also this morning,
What?
Fill up the last bag.
Melissa has now hiked 100 miles.
Yeah.
Yay, we're at 444. So it's 100 miles since she joined us in Irwin. So how excited are you, Melissa?
I'm really excited. Hiked a little bit more than that. Done like 4 times.
And the sun came out this morning too. So that was nice. It didn't rain. It barely, 444.
David, keep going.
444. People from Indianapolis 20 years ago remember that song. But yeah, it didn't rain last night until we were in our tents, which was good. And then it definitely did rain. This is the shelter where people start their Damascus, from which they start their Damascus Marathon.
You mean Damascus 29-thon? Me, Melissa.
Well, it would be a 29-a-thon for us, but we're not doing it.
Yeah, me, Damascus. You're not.
We heard about a rousing speech given by Roadhog, aka Ian, just firing up the troops for the Damascus Marathon. And if he were here to give us that speech, we might do it, but we're not.
But he already
And
left.
he's not. So we miss you, Roadhog. But
And
we're not
Ben
doing
and
the
Fail, who he apparently convinced.
Smart people.
And others. I
Really?
think they had a group of 7 or so.
Those people seem really smart. Yeah. David, do you have
So we're gonna do
They have all they
a little more than a half marathon today, and then a little more than a half
It's-
marathon tomorrow.
It's not that we can't do it, it's that we would die doing it.
Right.
We wouldn't
Total
die.
difference.
Not some of the kids, the parents would die.
And
Me, Melissa, and David can do it, and then Jake can.
And no
or
one's
Natalie,
pack is
and
full
Natalie.
of just their stuff except for Jackson.
Me, Natalie,
Who has
David, and
half
Melissa
of
can
his
do
stuff.
it.
Only has my stuff in it, except for the tent that I share with
Jackson
Natalie, and
can
she
do it
can
by
share
the
with someone
speed
else, and I'll
today.
share with David.
And your food that you're not carrying.
We're not doing it.
Yeah, we are.
Well, the
I don't
kids
think they should do it.
that want to do this Damascus-thon are gonna give it a shot.
29 miles actually.
They're actually
so
gonna
we're
do
a little bit better
29.
than people who do 26.
Instead of the 26.2. Cassie's gonna hang with me and Will and Nora and Jackson.
Still don't think they should
And
do it.
Melissa, Natalie, David, and Matthew are going to see if they can do it. They've got their gear organized,
I still don't think they should.
and they're going to give it a shot.
Do you
So
think
we'll
they
see
should do
them.
No, Jackson,
We'll see them tomorrow
it? Mom, do you think they should do
at
it?
some point.
Camper families on
Good
the
luck.
trail.
Coming up to the shelter. We're not staying here for the night, but we are picking up Jackson's sleeping bag where David left it.
Mom, these can hold your
Matthew usually carries it, but since he's going ahead
No, they did
to do the
29.
right,
Which is crazy.
he left the sleeping bag here for us, but carried it part way. We're happy to have Cassie with us. She's
Mom, these can hold
probably
your pack. We're not putting it on
the most
American's
helpful
pack. They can hold your pack.
person.
Carrying it.
top out of all 9 of us for helpfulness, so
What are you
we're excited to have her.
What about you, Mom?
No, this is so
It might be
fun.
Cassie,
It can carry Mom's pack. It can carry me.
even though I know she's capable of doing the 29 as any of the other kids who went. But she preferred this
It's
method.
so fun.
Can I
isn't
try
it?
yours? Yours looks
No.
newer.
Mine's bad.
Fine, I'll try this one then.
And this
exactly.
one's green.
They're all green.
Wee boomstick.
Well, it is the morning of our last day in Tennessee. Going to cross the Tennessee-Virginia state line today, and then shortly after that enter Damascus. Update on the crew that wanted to do the Damascus Marathon. It's 26 miles, not running, just hiking, into Damascus, like the final 26 miles. And we had told the kids, we're not doing that, like, we're not up to it. Jackson is not up to that many miles in a day. I'm not sure that Will and I are either. And it's just not, there's no benefit to us trying to do that many miles. But some of the kids just really had a burr in their saddle to get that done. We stopped to camp, not last night, but the night before, at a campsite that is 3 miles further away than the shelter where people start that 26 miles from. So we're actually 29 miles away. And we did not get out early. We left camp at like 9:15. We did not hike super fast, just pretty regular pace. We had done,
No, they were hiking fast. They just waited for you for 40 minutes at the water.
yeah, they just waited. So they hiked fast. They always hike fast and waited for us. But we had probably done like 8 or 9 miles at that 1 o'clock stop, 8 miles at 1 or 1:30. And when we got there, between 1:30 and 2 probably, Will and I, they said, can we please go the remaining 22 miles, 21 miles to get the rest of the way. And they had some plan that they'd figured out. And Melissa was gonna do it. She ended up rejoining us, just because her knee is still not quite up to 26 miles or 29. But we heard from the rest. They made it there at 9:45 last night. So they will be in Damascus to greet us when we get there this afternoon. So this is the McQueen's Knob Shelter, which our guide says should only be used in an emergency. It actually could, it's kind of cute.
I like it.
It could work as a little, like, a lunch spot for somebody,
We're not breakfast.
but it's not,
We just say breakfast.
yeah, it's not maintained by Appalachian Trail.
I like it.
And there's another shelter
Look.
Yeah, it's the perfect size for you. But yeah, it's pretty cute. Oh, I can barely get out of there with my pack on. Yeah, we thought it was a little shed, but it's actually,
You thought it was a little.
I thought it was a little shed,
I didn't know what it was.
but it is just a little cute emergency shelter. And it said it may not even keep you out of the rain. It's pretty angled with no flap down at the top, so if rain's coming from the west, it's just gonna go right in. But
Who cares?
it's cute. All
I
right,
like it.
we'll keep going. All right, we are moving past a bear with a cub up there. So we are just moving past. Jackson, you go in front. Go in front of me. Go in front. You go in front too, Nora.
Why me?
Because we're just gonna get kids past and we're gonna move on.
That's a tiny one.
All right, we got alerted to that by another hiker, so that was really helpful, just to be aware. Well, we're glad to be arriving in a town today because it started raining and hailing. Not big hail, pretty small, just probably a few millimeters, but it is still hail. And so we're heading, we've got about 4 miles left to Damascus. And we'll be able to be dry and warm tonight. Yay! We made it to the state line.
Mom, is this an
Yay!
arrow? Mom,
No, it's just a line. Yeah, Tennessee, Virginia state line. This says it's 3.5 miles to Damascus. I'm hoping more like 3. Jackson, what do you think?
I hate Tennessee.
Well, we're about to enter Virginia.
I'm in Virginia.
Yeah, Nora's in Virginia.
I'm in Virginia.
Melissa is somewhere back in Tennessee. So we're gonna wait for her and then we will hike the rest of the way.
Because I said so.
This is Melissa's
And you're the
first
last
state
one out of
line.
Virginia.
She had to wait a little longer to get her first state line than we did. But she crossed. Oh my goodness, she crossed. Yay. All right, little snack break. And then we'll finish.
You guys all want to sit? Sure.
Are we not gonna get our own now?
Can you
David,
not
how
do that?
was 29 miles yesterday?
It was fine. My ankle hurts a little bit. But that same ankle.
Yeah.
But it was fun. We hiked in the dark for like an hour and 15 minutes.
Well, it's okay.
How did you guys feel at the end?
We didn't make dinner or brush our teeth.
I wouldn't have
I
brushed
wondered
my
if that
teeth.
was going to happen. I mean, Natalie already said she wasn't going to brush her teeth.
We just made shells and cheese at like 10 a.m.
Oh, nice.
And then we went to the diner at like 11 a.m.
And the camp.
Diner? What? There's a diner
The
here?
campsites weren't full or anything.
Give me that phone right there.
All right, let's keep hiking.
And there's
Okay.
another big tent that nobody comes in or out of.
Really?
You know, weird.
Can we unzip
That
it
was
to
weird.
actually see if there's stuff in it?
No.
All right, let's keep going. Let's get there. Let's get there. We made it to Damascus. Yay.